so let's have a look at radicals. A radical sign or an expression, I'll give you an example of a radical expression. It looks something like this. And this means that we need a certain root of a certain number that is under the radical sign to be divided into equal factors according to the index. So this n is called the index, and this is called the radicand. So the question is, what factor can this number be divided into equally according to the index? So let's do an example to simplify that. So let's say I've got 8 and I need the cubed root of 8. Remember we said in the previous tutorial that if an exponent is 3, we call it cubed, and if an exponent is 2, we call it squared. So in radicals it will be the cubed root, or if it's a 2, the square root. So this means we need to look at what factor can 8 be equally divided into according to the index. So we need 3 of the same factors that makes up 8. If you multiply 3 factors, it must be the same amount and it must make up 8. So we know that 2 times 2 times 2 equals 8. So the answer is, what is the cubed root of 8? Will be 2. That is your answer for this question. So what factor can 8 be equally divided into according to the index? In this case 3. So we need 3 of the same factors that makes up 8, and that will be your answer. So the cubed root of 8 is 2. Let's look at another example. The cubed root of 64. We need to find a factor that can multiply 3 times by itself to make up 64. So we know that 4 times 4 times 4 makes up 64. Therefore the cube root of 64 equals 4. One of the factors. The answer is which one of the factors. So the radical sign only applies to the number that is directly under the radical sign. So for instance, if I look at the square root of 4 divided by 2, the square root, the radical sign only applies to the 4. Remember, if there's no number there at the index, we can know for sure that it is a square. That means there's an invisible number 2 there, which means we have to take 4 and divide it into 2 equal factors. So which 2 equal factors, if you multiply them together, makes 4. We know that 2 times 2 equals 4. Those are 2 equal factors. So this means that the answer of the square root of 4 is then 2 divided by 2, which equals 1. If the radical sign is over the whole fraction, like in this case, we've got 9 over 16. That means that the 9 needs to be squared and the 16 needs to be squared. So which two equal factors makes up 9? We know 3 does. So the answer will be 3. Which two equal factors equal 16? The answer would be 4. So the answer for the square root of 9 over 16 is then 3/4.